Welcome to Mindleapic. This is your gentle place to unwind at the end of the day. Here, we share slow, peaceful stories from long ago. Stories meant to ease your mind and guide you softly toward sleep. If this feels right for you tonight, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe, so these calm journeys can find you again. And if you'd like, leave a quiet comment below. Tell us which city or country you're listening from. It's nice to know we're all relaxing together in our own little corners of the world. Now, settle in. Dim the lights if you can. Let your body find the softest spot on your bed or chair. Pull a light blanket over you. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe slowly. In and out. The day is done. There is nothing more to do. Just listen and let the words carry you gently away. Tonight, we walk the quiet pathways of the Mayan heartland. We drift back to a time long past, to an ancient Mesoamerican jungle city, perhaps something like Palenque or Tikal in its peaceful years. The air is warm and thick with green. Tall trees rise high above, their leaves whispering in the slightest breeze. Morning mist lingers low along the ground, softening every edge. In this story, we follow the simple days of ordinary families, people who tended gardens, prepared food, wove cloth, and moved slowly through their routines. No grand events, no rush, just the steady rhythm of life in a place where the jungle and the stone structures lived side by side. Imagine a small household on the edge of the city. The home is modest, built of wood poles and thatch, with a raised platform to keep the floor dry when rains come. 3 small buildings stand close together, one for sleeping, one for storing maize and tools, one for cooking over a gentle fire. Between them lies an open patio, shaded by a large tree. As the first light filters through the leaves, a woman named Ixchel rises quietly. She moves without hurry. The air smells of damp earth and night-blooming flowers that close as dawn arrives. She kneels by the hearth, 3 stones arranged in a triangle. She places dry sticks and lights them with an ember kept from yesterday. The small flames crackle softly. Smoke curls upward, carrying the faint scent of wood. Outside, her husband, Kinich, steps onto the path. He wears a simple loincloth of cotton. His bare feet press into the cool soil. He carries a digging stick and a small basket. The fields wait. Not far, just beyond the home gardens. The children stir soon after. A boy of perhaps 8 years, and a younger girl. They sleep on reed mats covered with woven blankets. They wake to the sound of their mother grinding maize. The steady stone-on-stone rhythm, slow and even. Breakfast is simple, warm corn porridge, called atole, flavored with a touch of honey or chili. They sit together on the patio. The morning is still cool. Birds call from the high canopy. Soft notes repeating. After eating, the family moves into their day. Ixchel tends the home garden first. Close to the house grow squash vines, bean plants, climbing poles, chili bushes with bright red fruit. She pulls a few weeds by hand, careful not to disturb the roots. She checks the small beehives made of hollow logs. Gentle smoke helps her gather a little honey without angering the bees. The garden is alive with small sounds, leaves brushing leaves, insects humming low. A butterfly drifts past, wings the color of pale jade. Kinich walks the short path to the milpa, the maize field. The stalks stand tall now, green and straight. He uses his digging stick to loosen soil around young plants. The earth is dark and rich. Sometimes he sings quietly, old words about rain and sun passed down from his father. The sun climbs slowly. Light filters through the trees in golden patches. Heat builds, but the shade is never far. At midday, the family gathers again. They eat tortillas, flat and warm, filled with beans or squash, perhaps a little turkey or fish if the week has been kind. They drink water from a clay jar kept cool in the shade. Conversation is soft. They speak of the plants, of the weather, of small things seen along the path. A lizard sunning itself, a flower newly opened. After the meal, rest comes. A short time to lie in the hammock or sit against the wall. The jungle breathes around them, a low, steady hush. Later, Ixchel sits with her loom. She weaves cotton into cloth, white and soft. Her fingers move in the same slow pattern. Over, under, over, under. The cloth will become a huipil for herself, or a skirt for the girl. Colors come from plants, soft reds, gentle blues dyed with care. The children help where they can. The boy carries water from the nearby cenote, a deep, clear pool fed by underground springs. The water is cool even on warm days. He pours it carefully into storage jars. The girl sweeps the patio with a broom of twigs. She hums as she works, a tune without words. As afternoon fades, the family bathes. Many homes are near water, a stream or cenote. They wash with care, using soap made from plants. Clean skin feels fresh in the cooling air. Evening arrives gently. The sky turns deep gold, then soft purple. Fireflies begin to appear, tiny lights drifting through the trees. Dinner is once more simple. More tortillas, perhaps stewed vegetables. The family sits close. Stories are told, quiet ones about the moon, about ancestors who watched the same stars. When darkness settles fully, they lie down on their mats. The thatch roof lets in faint night sounds, crickets, distant frogs, the occasional call of a night bird. Sleep comes easily here. The day has been full but calm. Tomorrow will be much the same, and that is a comfort. The jungle holds them gently. Time moves slowly. Let this rhythm stay with you now. Steady, repeating, soft. The morning returns in the same soft way. Light comes slowly through the thatch, turning the darkness pale gray, then gentle gold. Ixchel wakes first again. She lies still for a moment, listening to the breathing of her family. The boy curls on his side, one arm over his blanket. The girl sleeps with her small hand open, palm up. Kinich breathes deep and even, the sound steady like distant waves. She rises without sound. Her bare feet touch the packed earth floor, cool at first, then familiar. She steps outside. Dew clings to the leaves of the nearest plants. A thin mist floats low, brushing her ankles. The hearthstones wait. She gathers a few dry twigs from a small pile kept under the eaves. She blows gently on last night's ember until it glows again. The new fire begins quietly. Small pops, soft hisses. She fills a clay pot with water from the storage jar, sets it over the flames. Soon the water warms. She adds ground maize, stirring slowly with a wooden spoon carved long ago. The atoll thickens, steam rising in lazy curls. The scent drifts. Warm corn, faint smoke, morning air. Kinich stirs. He sits up, rubs his face with both hands. He steps out to join her. Together, they sit on the low bench by the fire. No words needed yet, just the shared quiet. The children wake to the smell. They come out rubbing their eyes, hair tousled. The girl climbs onto her mother's lap for a moment. The boy stands close to his father, leaning against his shoulder. They eat in the same slow circle. Bowls of atole passed hand to hand, each sip warm inside. The day ahead feels far away still. After eating, Ixchel sweeps the patio again. The broom of bundled twigs makes a soft brushing sound against the earth. She gathers fallen leaves into a small pile. Later, they will feed the fire or mulch the garden. Kinich walks to check the nearby cacao trees. The pods hang heavy now, some turning yellow-red. He touches them lightly, feeling their weight. Not ready yet, but soon. He smiles to himself. The thought of the bitter drink they will make, mixed with chili and honey. The boy follows his father today. They walk the short path together. The trail is narrow, worn smooth by many feet over many years. Ferns brush their legs. A small stream crosses the way. Clear water over smooth stones. They step across on flat rocks placed long ago. At the milpa, the maize stands taller than yesterday, it seems. Kinich shows the boy how to mound soil gently around each stalk. Like this, he says quietly, not too close. Let the roots breathe. The boy copies the motion. His hands move slower than his father's. Careful. Dirt under his nails, on his palms. He likes the feel of it. Back at the house, Ixchel works with the girl. They sit under the shade tree. The girl holds a small basket of cotton bolls. She pulls the soft white fibers free, one by one. Her fingers are still learning. Sometimes the seeds stick. She giggles softly when they do. Ixchel shows her again. Pinch here, pull there. The pile of clean cotton grows slowly between them. Later, it will be spun into thread on a drop spindle. Round and round, the weight turning in the air. A neighbor passes on the path. An older woman named Ixtab. She carries a basket of fresh squash on her head. She pauses, smiles. "Good morning," she says gently. "Good morning," Ixchel answers. "The garden gives well?" "Yes, the vines are kind this season." They speak for a short time, about the rain that might come, about a new child born 2 houses away. Then Ixtab continues on her way, footsteps fading into the green. The sun climbs higher, shadows shorten. The jungle grows warmer, but the air stays soft under the canopy. Ixchel brings out the loom again. She ties it between 2 posts driven into the ground. The warp threads stretch tight, white cotton waiting. She passes the shuttle back and forth. Over, under, over, under. The cloth grows row by row. The rhythm is like breathing. In with the shuttle, out with the beat. The girl watches, then tries. Her small hands fumble at first. Ixchel guides them gently. No hurry. Mistakes can be undone. From somewhere deeper in the city, a distant sound drifts. Perhaps a conch shell blown softly, marking time in one of the temple plazas. Not loud, just a low note carried on the breeze, then gone. The afternoon heat settles in. Leaves hang still. Insects hum in the undergrowth. A steady drone that blends with everything else. The family rests again. Kinich lies in the hammock strung between 2 posts. It sways gently when he breathes. The boy sits nearby, carving a small stick with a flake of obsidian, shaping it into a toy bird. Ixchel and the girl lie on a mat in the shade. They listen to the jungle. A toucan calls once, high and far. Monkeys chatter softly in the treetops, then quiet. Time passes without counting. When the heat begins to ease, they rise once more. The boy carries more water. The path to the cenote is familiar. Cool stone steps leading down to the pool. Water lilies float on the surface. Fish move in slow silver flashes below. He dips the jar, lets it fill. The water is cold against his arms. Back home, Ixchel prepares the evening meal early. She grinds more maize on the metat, the heavy stone rolling back and forth. The sound is even, comforting. She shapes the masa into small balls, then flattens them between her palms. Thin circles of dough. She cooks them on a flat clay comel over the fire. Each tortilla puffs slightly, then settles. The smell fills the patio. Warm corn, faint char. Kinich returns with a few ears of young maize. They roast them directly in the coals. The husks blacken, the kernels sweeten. They eat together as the light turns golden again. Tortillas torn by hand, roasted maize passed around, a few beans from the garden. Simple enough. The sky deepens. First stars appear through gaps in the leaves. They speak softly of tomorrow, perhaps a visit to the market plaza, perhaps gathering clay for new pots. Nothing decided firmly. Tomorrow will come in its own time. Night settles fully. The fire burns low to embers. They lie down once more, mats smoothed, blankets pulled close. The jungle sings its nighttime song. Crickets in waves, frogs near the water, leaves stirring when a breeze passes through. All of it soft, all of it repeating. Let your own breathing match this rhythm now. Slow, even, safe. The evening deepens further, and the household quiets even more. Embers in the hearth glow faintly orange, casting small warm circles on the ground. Ixchel banks the fire with a few flat stones so it will hold through the night, just enough heat to keep away the slight coolness that sometimes drifts in from the jungle after dark. The children lie down first. The boy stretches out on his mat, arms at his sides, staring up at the thatch ceiling where shadows play gently from the dying fire. The girl curls toward her mother, one small hand resting on Ixchel's arm. Their breathing slows almost at once. In, out, matching the soft pulse of the night. Kinich sits for a while longer by the low wall of the patio. He sharpens a small obsidian blade with a smooth river stone. The sound is rhythmic. Scrape, pause, scrape, pause. Quiet enough not to disturb anyone. When the edge feels right under his thumb, he sets the tools aside and joins the others. Ixchel lies last. She smooths the blanket over everyone, tucking it lightly around shoulders and feet. Then she settles onto her own mat. The woven reeds beneath her give just enough. She pulls her blanket up to her chin. The cotton is soft from many washings in the cenote. Outside, the jungle continues its gentle night work. Crickets chirp in overlapping waves. One group starts, another answers, then fades, then begins again. Tree frogs call from wet leaves near the water, high, clear notes that repeat without hurry. Somewhere far off, an owl hoots once, low and round. Then silence returns. A faint breeze moves through the upper branches. Leaves rustle like distant rain. The sound drifts down slowly, layer by layer, until it brushes the thatch roof with the lightest touch. Ixchel closes her eyes. She thinks for a moment of the day just past, the feel of the loom in her hands, the weight of the water jar against her hip, the small laugh of her daughter when a cottonseed popped free. Ordinary moments, safe ones. Her breathing lengthens, in through the nose, slow, out through the mouth, slower still. The jungle seems to breathe with her. Sleep arrives without announcement. It simply settles over the household like mist over the low paths at dawn. The night passes in perfect stillness. When the first gray light returns, nothing has changed. The same birds begin their morning calls, soft repetitions from the same high perches. The same mist curls along the ground. The same quiet routine waits to unfold. Ixchel opens her eyes to the pale beginning of day. She lies still a little longer, letting the sounds reach her one by one. A rooster crows somewhere in a neighboring household. Not sharp, just a gentle announcement. Water drips from a leaf onto stone. Plink. Pause. Plink. She rises. The air feels fresh against her skin. She steps outside barefoot. Dew wets the soles of her feet. She walks the few paces to the garden and touches the leaves of the nearest squash vine. Cool, slightly damp. The plant has grown a new tendril overnight, curling around its pole like a slow question. Back at the hearth, she kneels again. The 3 stones are still warm from yesterday. She adds kindling, small dry sticks gathered the day before. A single breath on the ember brings the flame back. Orange flickers upward. Smoke rises straight at first, then drifts sideways when the breeze finds it. She prepares atole once more. The same clay pot, the same slow stirring. The porridge bubbles softly. Tiny pops on the surface. She adds a pinch of ground chili, just enough for warmth, not heat. Kinich wakes to the familiar scent. He sits up slowly. His hair is slightly flattened on one side from the mat. He smiles at nothing in particular, a small, private thing. He steps out and joins her. They sit shoulder to shoulder on the bench. The fire warms their knees. The children wake soon after. They move like sleepy shadows, rubbing eyes, stretching arms overhead. The girl yawns wide, then leans against her brother. He puts an arm around her without thinking. They eat together again, bowls warm in their hands, sips taken slowly. The atole slides down easily, comforting inside on this new morning. After the meal, the day begins its gentle unfolding. Ixchel gathers a small basket and heads to the home garden. She kneels among the bean plants. The vines have climbed higher. Pale purple flowers dot the green. She picks a few ripe pods, long and slightly curved. Inside, the beans are plump and pale. She places them carefully in the basket. One by one, a small green lizard watches from a nearby stone. It tilts its head, throat pulsing once, then darts away in a quick zigzag. Ixchel smiles at its speed, gone before she can blink twice. Kinich and the boy walk to the milpa again. The path feels the same underfoot. Packed earth, a few roots crossing like old veins. They pass a stand of tall sunflowers, heads turned toward the rising light. Yellow petals catch the first rays. At the field, Kinich checks the young maize. Some stalks now show the first silk, fine white threads at the top. He touches them lightly. Soon the ears will form. The boy helps pull a few stray weeds, small green things with shallow roots. He lays them in a neat pile to dry for the fire. The sun rises higher. Light patches move across the ground, slow as honey. Back at home, Ixchel and the girl sit with the cotton once more. The pile has grown. Ixchel begins spinning today. She holds the drop spindle between her fingers, a smooth wooden stick with a small clay whorl at the bottom. She attaches a bit of cleaned cotton to the hook, then lets the spindle drop and spin. Twist, drop, spin. Twist, drop, spin. The thread lengthens, slowly, thin and even. She winds it onto the spindle when it grows long enough. The motion is hypnotic. Round and round, steady. The girl tries next. Her spindle wobbles at first. The thread breaks once. Ixchel simply ties it again. No words of correction, just patience. The girl tries once more. This time, the spindle turns longer before stopping. A small smile appears on her face. From the path comes the soft sound of footsteps. A young man from 2 households away. He carries a bundle of fresh palm fronds for thatch repair. He nods politely as he passes. The palms are generous this year, he says quietly. Ixchel nods back. Yes, the roof thanks them. He continues on. His steps fade into the green. Midday arrives. The heat builds. But the shade under the large tree stays cool. The family gathers for the main meal. Tortillas again, fresh from the como. Beans cooked with a little epazote leaf for flavor. A few slices of squash roasted earlier. They eat slowly, chewing carefully, tasting each bite. Conversation drifts like smoke. The boy tells of the lizard he saw on the path. The girl shows her small length of spun thread. Kinich speaks of the maize silk, how the ears will swell soon. Ixchel listens, adds a word here and there. Nothing urgent, nothing rushed. After eating, rest returns. Hammock for Kinich. Mats in the shade for the others. The jungle hums around them. Insects, distant birds, leaves moving when the breeze remembers to blow. The afternoon passes in pieces. The boy helps his father carry a few long poles cut yesterday. They will reinforce the storage building later. Not today. Just preparation. The wood smells fresh. Sap still in it. Ixchel weaves again. The cloth on the loom has grown. A pattern of thin stripes appears, white and soft tan from different cotton batches. Her fingers know the way without looking. Over, under, beat with the wooden bar. Over, under. The girl sweeps once more. The patio stays clean, earth smoothed, leaves gathered. She hums the same wordless tune. As the light begins to slant golden again, they walk together to the cenote. The whole family this time. The steps are worn smooth by generations of feet. The pool waits below, water clear and still. Fish glide beneath the surface. Water lilies open white petals to the late sun. They wash slowly. Water poured over arms, over hair, over shoulders. Coolness sinks in. The soap plant lathers lightly. Faint herbal scent. Clean skin feels new. They sit on the stone edge afterward. Feet dangling in the water. Small ripples move outward. Circle after circle. No one speaks for a long while. Just the sound of water against a stone. Soft lapping. Repeating. Back home, evening meal prepares. Itself in the same calm way. Tortillas. A little stew from yesterday's vegetables. Roasted ears of young maize. They sit close on the patio as the sky changes colors. Gold to rose to deep violet. Stars appear one by one through the leaves. First bright, then more, until the sky is thick with them. Stories come quietly tonight. Kinnik tells of the old ones who first planted maize here. How the gods gave the seed in a dream. Ixchel adds a line about the moon watching over the fields. The children listen with heavy eyes. When yawns begin, they lie down. Mats arranged. Blankets smoothed. The fire is banked low again. Embers only. The jungle takes up its nighttime song once more. Crickets, frogs, wind in high branches. Breathing slows. Hearts beat steady. Sleep comes like an old friend. Familiar, gentle, complete. Let this same calm wrap around you now. Your own breath, slow, repeating, safe. The new day arrives as quietly as the one before. Pale light seeps through the thatch once more, turning the inside of the house from deep shadow to gentle gray. Ixchel wakes to the same familiar sounds. A single bird call repeats from the same high branch. 3 soft notes, then silence, then 3 again. Dew drips steadily from the eaves. Plink, plink, into a small hollow in the earth below. The air carries the faint, clean smell of wet leaves and distant rain that never quite arrived overnight. She remains still for several slow breaths. In, hold. Out. The rhythm feels like the jungle, itself patient, endless. Her body feels rested, heavy in a good way against the mat. No rush pulls at her. The day will wait. When she finally moves, it is slow. She sits up first, letting the blanket fall to her waist. Her hair, long and dark, has come loose in the night. She gathers it loosely with one hand, twists it once and lets it fall down her back again. Outside, the mist still lingers in low places. It softens the outlines of the nearest trees, makes the garden look like a dream half remembered. She steps onto the patio barefoot. The packed earth is cool and slightly damp under her soles. The hearth waits. Embers from last night glow faintly beneath their covering of ash. She kneels, brushes the ash aside with her palm, and places 2 small sticks across the red glow. A gentle puff of breath. Once, twice. and the flame returns. Tiny at first, then steadier. Warmth spreads outward in a small circle. She fills the same clay pot with water, sets it over the new fire, adds the ground maize, stirs with the same wooden spoon. Slow circles, watching the porridge thicken bit by bit. Steam rises in thin white threads that curl and disappear into the morning air. Kinich wakes to the scent. He sits up on his mat, stretches his arms overhead until his back makes a small, quiet pop. He rubs his face with both hands, then stands. His loincloth is slightly wrinkled from sleep. He steps outside and joins her without a word. They sit side by side on the low bench, shoulders almost touching. The fire warms their shins. The children wake more slowly today. The boy rolls onto his back first, eyes still closed, listening. The girl murmurs something soft and wordless, then opens her eyes. She sits up, rubbing one cheek against her shoulder. Her hair stands out in small tangles. They come out one at a time. The boy first, then the girl trailing behind, holding the edge of her blanket around her shoulders like a cape. They settle near the fire. Bowls are passed. Atole is ladled carefully. Warm, thick, comforting. Each sip is taken slowly. No one speaks much. Just the soft clink of clay against clay, the crackle of the small fire, the distant drip of dew. After the meal, the routine flows forward without effort. Ixchel walks to the garden with her small basket. The squash vines have spread farther overnight. New leaves unfurl, pale green and tender. She kneels among them, checks the undersides for small pests, a few aphids here and there. She brushes them away gently with her fingers, then crushes a leaf of a nearby herb and rubs it on the vines. The sharp, green scent rises. The plants seem to breathe easier. A hummingbird visits while she works. Tiny wings blur in the air. It hovers near a chili flower, sips once, twice, then darts away in a straight green line. Ixchel watches it go, smiling faintly. The motion is so quick, yet the moment feels long. Kinich heads to the milpa with the boy. The path is the same. Narrow, familiar. Ferns brush their calves. A small green snake slips across the trail ahead, slow and unhurried, disappearing into the undergrowth without fuss. They step over the spot where it crossed. At the field, the maize has grown again. The silk threads are longer now, waving slightly in the lightest breeze. Kinich shows the boy how to check the base of each stalk, feeling for firmness, for signs the roots hold strong. The boy kneels, presses his palm to the dark soil. It feels alive, warm from the sun already climbing. They pull a few more weeds, small green invaders with shallow roots. The boy lays them in the same neat pile as yesterday. The pile grows slowly, fuel for tomorrow's fire. Back at the house, Ixchel and the girl sit under the shade tree. The cotton pile has grown higher. Ixchel spins more thread today. Twist, drop, spin. The spindle turns. Wood and clay whirling in the air. Thread lengthens. Thin, even, white. She winds it carefully, when the length feels right. The girl watches closely. Then she takes her own small spindle. She tries again. The thread breaks once, twice. Each time, Ixchel simply reattaches it. No sigh, no hurry. The girl tries a third time. This time the spindle spins longer. A short length of thread forms. The girl's eyes widen slightly. She looks up at her mother. Ixchel nods once, small, approving. A soft wind moves through the upper leaves. It carries the distant sound of water. Perhaps the stream near the cenote, running over stones. The sound comes and goes, repeating, soothing. Midday heat arrives without sharpness. The sun filters through the canopy in golden shafts. Shadows pool under trees, cool and dark. The family gathers for the meal. Tortillas fresh from the como. Soft, warm. Beans, warmed with a little episode. Roasted squash slices, edges slightly caramelized. They eat, sitting in a loose circle on the patio. Hands reach, tear, pass. No one takes more than needed. Conversation is sparse. The boy mentions the snake on the path. It was green like the leaves, he says quietly. Kinich nods. They move slowly when they're not afraid. The girl shows her new thread again. Ixchel touches it gently. Strong already. After eating, rest settles over them like a blanket. Kinich lies in the hammock. It rocks faintly with each breath. The boy sits nearby, shaping another small stick, this time into a tiny canoe. Obsidian flake glides along the wood, thin shavings curling away. Ixchel and the girl lie on a mat in the deepest shade. They listen. Insects hum in low waves. A toucan calls once, far off, then silence. Leaves stir when the breeze remembers them. The afternoon drifts. Later, Ixchel checks the beehives, hollow logs stacked near the garden edge. She approaches slowly. No sudden moves. She blows a little smoke from a small bundle of damp leaves. The bees hum louder for a moment, then settle. She reaches in carefully, takes only a small comb of honey. The rest she leaves for them. The honey drips golden, thick, sweet-smelling. She carries it back in a small clay dish. Kinich and the boy return from the milpa. They bring a few young ears of maize, not fully ripe but tender. They will roast them tonight. As the light turns golden once more, they walk to the cenote together. The stone steps feel warm underfoot from the day's sun. The pool waits below. Mirror still. Reflections of leaves and sky tremble when a fish moves beneath the surface. They wash slowly. Water poured over skin in cupped hands. Coolness sinks deep. Soap plant lathers softly. Herbal scent mixes with the clean smell of water. Hair smoothed back. Arms rinsed. Feet soaked until they feel light. They sit on the edge afterward. Feet in the water. Small circles spread outward, one after another, fading into the lilies. No words. Just the lapping, soft, repeating. Evening comes gently. Sky shifts from gold to soft rose to deepening blue. Stars prick through one by one. The meal prepares itself in the usual way. Tortillas, warmed beans, roasted young maize, kernels sweet and popping slightly, a little honey drizzled over the last tortilla. They eat close together as darkness gathers. Kinich tells another quiet story tonight, about the first cacao tree, how it grew from a seed dropped by a kind bird. The children listen with eyes growing heavy. When yawns arrive, they lie down, mats smoothed, blankets arranged. The fire burns low to embers. Warmth lingers without flame. The jungle begins its night music again. Crickets rising and falling. Frogs near the water wind high in the branches. Breathing slows around the household. One by one, sleep comes softly, wrapping each of them, steady, safe, repeating. Let your own breath follow. Now, in, out. Slow, calm, endless. The morning light returns in its familiar, unhurried way. Gray turns to pale gold through the thatch gaps. Shadows lengthen slowly across the packed earth floor. Ixchel opens her eyes to the same soft chorus. A bird in the high canopy repeats its three-note call. Pause. 3 notes again. Dew continues its quiet dripping from the eaves. Plink. Longer pause. Plink. The air holds the clean, green scent of overnight. Moisture mixed with faint wood smoke from yesterday's embers. She lies still longer than usual today. Her body feels heavy in the best way, rested deeply. No part of her wants to move quickly. She watches a single beam of light creep across the wall, inch by slow inch, touching the woven basket hanging there, then moving on. When she finally sits up, the blanket slides to her lap. She stretches her arms forward, then overhead. A gentle pull in her shoulders. Her hair falls loose around her face. She brushes it back with one hand, lets it settle again. Kanich still breathes evenly on his mat. The boy sleeps curled on his side, knees drawn up slightly. The girl lies flat on her back, small hands open, chest rising and falling in perfect calm. Ixchel steps outside barefoot. The patio earth feels cool and damp. Mist clings low in the garden, softening the squash leaves, making the bean vines look silver-edged. She walks the short distance to the nearest plant, touches a new leaf, tender, almost translucent in the early light. The plant has added another tendril overnight, curling slowly around its support pole. She returns to the hearth, kneels, brushes ash from the faint red glow beneath, adds 3 small sticks, carefully crossed, a gentle breath, once, twice, 3 times, and flame flickers back to life. Tiny at first, then steadier. Warmth spreads in a widening circle. The clay pot fills with water from the storage jar. Maize meal added, stirred slowly. Wooden spoon moving in wide, lazy circles. The atole thickens gradually. Bubbles rise, pop softly, release steam that curls upward and vanishes. She adds the smallest pinch of ground cinnamon bark today, a gentle warmth without sharpness. The scent drifts outward, warm corn, faint spice, morning air. Kanich wakes to it. He sits up slowly, blinks against the light, stretches his neck side to side, stands, joins her on the bench by the fire. Their shoulders brush lightly. They sit in silence for several long breaths, just watching the flames, feeling the warmth on their legs. The children stir one after the other. The girl first, a small yawn, eyes opening wide, then closing again. She sits up, rubs one eye with her fist. The boy rolls onto his stomach, then pushes himself up. Hair flattened on one side. They come out together, moving like sleepy shadows. Blankets trailing behind. Bowls passed. Atole ladled. Sips taken slowly. The warmth spreads inside. Comforting. Steady. They eat without hurry. The only sounds, soft slurps, fire crackling, distant bird calls repeating. After the meal, the day opens gently once more. Ixchel carries her basket to the chili bushes. The plants stand bushy now, dark green leaves, bright red fruit hanging like small lanterns. She picks only the ripest ones, twisting gently so the stem releases without tearing. Each pepper placed carefully in the basket. The sharp, clean scent rises with every touch. She collects perhaps a dozen, enough for several days. A butterfly drifts past while she works, wings pale blue with black edges. It lands on a nearby leaf, wings folding slowly, then opens them again, flutters away in a lazy arc. Ixchel watches until it disappears into the green. Kanich and the boy head to the milpa. The path feels even more familiar now. Every root, every dip known by foot. They pass the sunflower stand again. Heads turned fully to the sun now. Yellow faces bright. A bee moves from one to the next, humming softly. At the field, the maize ears begin to show. Small green husks swell at the top of some stalks. Kanich kneels beside one, parts the leaves carefully. The silk threads inside gleam white and fine. Soon, he says quietly to the boy, a few more days of sun. The boy nods. He helps loosen soil around another stalk. Fingers press dark earth gently. It crumbles softly under his touch. They work side by side. No words needed. just the steady rhythm of digging stick, soil turning, breathing. Back at home, Ixchel and the girl sit with the loom. The cloth has grown longer. Stripes of white and pale tan alternate. Now, even regular. Ixchel demonstrates the next row. Shuttle passes through, over, under, beat with the wooden bar. The cloth tightens slightly with each pass. The girl takes her turn. Her hands move more surely today. The shuttle glides, not perfectly straight yet, but close. Thread catches once. She pauses, fixes it herself, continues. Ixchel watches without speaking, only a small nod when the row completes. A neighbor passes again. This time, a man carrying a bundle of reeds for weaving mats. He pauses at the edge of the patio. "The river gave well yesterday," he says softly. Reeds thick and straight. Ixchel smiles faintly. "Good, the mats will last long." He nods once, moves on. Footsteps fade into the leaves. The sun climbs. Light patches shift across the ground, slow, golden. Heat builds beneath the canopy, but shade stays generous. Midday meal gathers them again. Tortillas torn by hand, warm from the como. Beans with fresh chili added today, just enough for a gentle warmth. Squash roasted until edges brown softly. A small piece of honeycomb shared. Golden drops on each tortilla. They eat in the loose circle, hands reaching, passing, tasting slowly. The boy speaks of the maize ears. "They look bigger already." Kinich nods. The rain helped. The girl shows her latest row on the loom. Ixchel touches the cloth. Smooth. After eating, rest returns. Hammock for Kinich, swaying faintly. Mat in deep shade for Ixchel and the girl. The boy sits nearby, carving again. This time a small fish shape from a piece of soft wood. Obsidian flake moves carefully. Thin curls falling to the ground. The jungle breathes around them. Insects hum in steady waves. A monkey calls once from far up. Short, then quiet. Leaves rustle when breeze finds them. Afternoon drifts forward. Ixchel checks the storage jars later. One holds maize kernels, another beans, another water. She stirs them gently with her hand, making sure nothing settles too long. The clay feels cool against her palm. Kinich and the boy bring back a few straight branches cut from a fallen tree. They will dry them for tool handles. Not urgent, just ready when needed. The wood smells fresh, light sap on their fingers. As light turns golden again, they walk to the cenote. Steps warm from day-long sun. Pool below, clear, still. Lilies open wider now, white petals floating. Fish move in slow silver lines beneath. They wash with the same care. Water cupped, poured over arms, shoulders, hair. Soap plant lathers softly. Scent herbal and clean. Skin rinsed until it feels light. Hair smoothed back. Feet left in the water longer. Coolness rising. They sit on the stone edge. Feet dangling. Ripples spread. Circle. Fade. Circle again. Sky above reflected perfectly. Deepening blue. Evening arrives without announcement. Sky shifts. Rose. Violet. Deep indigo. Stars appear through leaf gaps. One, then many. Meal prepares quietly. Tortillas. Beans warmed. Roasted maize from yesterday. A little fresh chili chopped fine. They eat close on the patio. Darkness gathering softly. Kinich tells of the old cenote, how it never dries, how ancestors said it connects to underground rivers that carry messages from the rain god. The children listen, eyes heavy, heads nodding slowly. When sleep pulls stronger, they lie down. Mats arranged in the usual places. Blankets smoothed over shoulders, feet tucked gently. Embers banked low. Warmth lingers. Jungle night song begins. Crickets rising in waves. Frogs by the water. Wind high. Leaves whispering. Breathing slows, one by one, matching the steady pulse of the night. Sleep settles over the household. Gentle, complete, repeating. Let your breath do the same now. Slow, even, safe, endless. The night passes in the same deep, unbroken calm. Embers hold their faint orange glow beneath the ash covering. The household breathes together, slow inhalations, longer exhalations, rising and falling like the gentle swell of a far-off tide. No dreams disturb the stillness. Only the jungle's steady night music wraps around them. Crickets pulsing in soft waves. Frogs calling from the wet shadows near the cenote. High branches stirring when a breeze remembers to pass through. Stars wheel slowly overhead, unseen through the thick canopy. Yet their quiet presence is felt in the coolness that settles on the thatch. Time dissolves here. Hours blur into one long, peaceful breath. When the first hint of gray returns to the sky, it comes without fanfare. Light filters down in the thinnest threads, touching leaf tips first, then dripping lower, until pale gold begins to edge the mist still clinging low along the ground. Ixchel wakes to the familiar drip of dew from the eaves. Plink, pause, plink, into the small hollow below. A single bird resumes its three-note call from the same high perch. 3 soft tones. Silence. 3 again. The air smells of damp earth. Night-closed flowers beginning to open, and the faint, lingering wood smoke. She lies motionless for many slow breaths, in through the nose, hold gently, out through parted lips. Her body feels rooted to the mat, heavy, safe. No urgency touches her. The day will unfold when it chooses. Kinich stirs next. He rolls onto his back, eyes still closed, listening to the same sounds. A small stretch, arms extended, then relaxed. He sits up gradually. Blanket falls away, hair slightly matted on one side. He rubs his face once with both palms, then stands without sound. The children remain asleep a little longer. The boy curled tight, knees toward chest, one hand tucked under his cheek. The girl flat on her back, small mouth slightly open, chest rising in even rhythm. Ixchel rises at last. Bare feet meet the cool earth floor. She steps outside. Mist brushes her ankles like cool silk. The garden waits. Squash vines glistening with dew. Bean leaves silver in the half-light. She touches a chili pepper, red and firm, still cool from the night. At the hearth, she kneels, ash brushed aside, 3 small sticks placed in their usual triangle over the hidden glow. A single breath, soft, steady, and flame returns. Tiny orange tongues lick upward. Warmth spreads slowly, reaching her hands first, then her knees, the clay pot, water poured from the jar, maize meal stirred in, wooden spoon moving in wide, unhurried circles. The atole thickens, bubbles form, rise, break with faint pops. She adds a touch of honey today, just a small drop from the comb gathered yesterday. Sweetness mingles with the warm corn scent. Steam curls lazily, disappears into the morning. Kinich joins her. They sit on the bench, shoulders close. Firelight flickers across their faces. No words pass between them yet, only the shared quiet, the crackle of small flames, the drip of dew, the bird's repeating call. The children wake to the scent. The girl first, eyes fluttering open, a tiny yawn, then sitting up slowly, blanket clutched to her chest. The boy follows, stretching long, joints popping faintly. They come out together, moving like half-dreaming figures, settle near the fire, blankets draped over shoulders, bowls filled, atole passed hand to hand. Sips taken slowly, warmth spreading inside. Steady, comforting. The honey lingers on the tongue, gentle sweetness. They eat in silence mostly, only the soft sounds of clay bowls. Fire, jungle waking around them. After the meal, the day begins its slow turning. Ixchel carries her basket to the cacao trees near the garden edge. Pods hang heavier now, some yellowing at the tips. She touches one, feels the slight give. Not quite ready, but closer. She smiles faintly, thinking of the drink they will make soon. Bitter chocolate frothed with water, chili, honey. She gathers a few fallen leaves instead, broad and dry. For lining baskets later, a small green parrot lands nearby while she works. It tilts its head, bright eye watching her, then pecks once at a leaf, flutters to another branch. Its wings catch the first real sunlight, flash of emerald, then gone. Kinich and the boy walk the path to the milpa. Ferns brush legs. Sunflowers nod slowly as they pass, faces following the climbing light. The trail smells of earth and green, damp still from night. At the field, the maize ears swell more noticeably. Husks part slightly on some stalks, revealing rows of pale kernels beneath. Kinich kneels, parts leaves with care, touches the silk. Fine white threads now drying to brown. 2 more days, perhaps 3, he murmurs. The boy nods, serious, then helps mound soil around another base. Hands press earth gently, firming without packing. Back home, Ixchel and the girl return to the loom. The cloth lengthens steadily, stripes even, white and tan blending softly. Ixchel passes the shuttle. Over, under, beat. I see. Rhythm is like a heartbeat. Calm. Repeating. The girl tries a full row alone. Shuttle glides smoother today. Thread catches only once. Fixed quickly with small fingers. When the row ends, she looks up. Ixchel touches the new section. Smooth, tight. Good, she says quietly. The girl's small smile appears, then fades into concentration as she begins the next. A soft sound approaches on the path. Footsteps. Light. An older man from nearby, carrying a small net of fresh fish from the stream. He pauses. The water was kind this morning, he says gently. Small ones, but sweet. Ixchel nods. Thank you for sharing the news. He continues on, steps fading into leaves. Sun climbs higher. Light shafts pierce the canopy. Golden, moving slowly across the ground. Heat gathers, but shade holds cool pockets everywhere. Midday brings them together again. Tortillas from the como. Soft, warm. Beans, with a little fresh chili. Warmth without burn. Roasted squash, edges soft and sweet. A small piece of honeycomb broken and shared. Golden drops catching light. They eat in the loose circle. Hands reaching, tearing, passing. Tastes lingered over, slowly. The boy speaks of the maize. The husks are opening. Kinich answers. The sun helps them. The girl shows her row again. Ixchel says, stronger each time. Rest follows. Hammock sways for Kinich, faint rocking with each breath. Mats in deepest shade for Ixchel and the girl. The boy carves nearby, now shaping a tiny bird. Wings suggested with careful cuts. Shavings curl, fall, gather at his feet. Jungle hums. Insects in low waves. Toucan fare off. Once, twice, quiet. Breeze finds leaves, rustles them softly, then lets them still. Afternoon passes in gentle pieces. Ixchel gathers more cotton bolls later. Fingers pull white fibers free. Seeds set aside for planting next season. Pile grows slowly between them, soft, white. Kinich checks the storage building. Poles from yesterday now dry enough. He tests one, solid. Places it beside others, ready when the time comes. No hurry. As golden light returns, they walk to the cenote. Steps sun-warmed. Pool below, clear. Lilies wide open. Fish glide. Silver flashes. Water lilies reflect sky. Blue deepening. They wash with slow care. Water poured over arms, neck, hair. Soap lathers lightly. Herbal scent drifts. Skin cooled, refreshed. Hair smoothed, dripping softly. Feet left in the pool. Toes moving in small circles. They sit on the edge. Ripples spread, fade, spread again. Sky above mirrored perfectly. Turning rose, violet. Evening settles. Sky shifts colors. Soft, slow. Stars appear through gaps. Bright, then more. Thick overhead. Meal prepares quietly. Tortillas. Warmed beans. Roasted maize. Sweet kernels. Fresh chili chopped fine. They eat close. Darkness gathering like a soft blanket. Kinich tells of the moon and the rabbit. How the rabbit's shape appears in the silver light. A quiet watcher over fields and homes. Children listen. Heads heavy. Eyes half closed. Yawns arrive. Mats arranged. Blankets smoothed. Tucked. Embers low. Warmth lingers faintly. Jungle night begins again. Crickets, frogs, wind in branches. Leaves whispering. Breathing matches the rhythm. Slow, even, one by one. Sleep comes gently. Familiar. Complete. Wrapping each one. Let your breath follow. In, out. Slow, calm. Repeating, safe. The calm continues without break, without end. The household rests deeply through the remaining hours of darkness. Embers hold their quiet red glow under the ash blanket. Faint warmth that barely reaches beyond the hearthstones. The thatch roof lets in the smallest threads of night air. Cool, carrying the scent of wet leaves and distant orchids blooming unseen. Crickets maintain their soft, overlapping chorus. Waves that rise, crest, fall away, only to rise again from another part of the jungle. Frogs near the cenote call in lazy rhythm. One low note, pause. Another answers farther off. A night bird passes once overhead, wings silent. A single soft hoot drifting down, then gone. No one stirs. Breathing remains even, slow, synchronized in the shared space of the small home. The boy's arm has slipped from under his blanket, resting palm up on the mat. The girl has turned onto her side, knees drawn close, small breaths barely audible. Kinich lies on his back, one hand open across his chest, rising gently with each inhale. Ixchel faces the open side of the sleeping platform, eyes closed, face relaxed, the faintest smile lingering from some half-remembered peaceful thought. Time slips forward unnoticed. Stars fade behind the canopy. Gray begins again at the edges of the sky, thin, pale, spreading downward like spilled milk through leaves. The first bird of morning resumes its call. 3 soft notes, long silence. 3 notes once more. Dew forms anew on every surface, dripping from eaves, from leaf tips. Plink, pause, plink, into soft earth below. Mist returns, low and thin, curling along garden paths, brushing the bases of cacao trees, softening the world into gentle shapes. Ixchel opens her eyes to this familiar beginning. She does not move at once. She listens instead, to the drip, to the bird, to the slow breathing around her. Her chest rises, holds, falls. Again, again. The rhythm feels like the jungle breathing with her. Patient, endless. When she finally sits up, the motion is gradual. Blanket pulled at her waist, hair loose and slightly tangled from the mat. She brushes strands from her face with slow fingers, lets them fall back, stretches her neck gently, one side, then the other. Small release of tension. Kinich wakes moments later. He lies still, eyes opening to the pale light filtering through gaps, blinks slowly, sits up without hurry. Blanket falls away. He rubs his palms together once, feeling the familiar calluses, then stands, steps outside first, bare feet silent on earth. The children remain asleep. The boy curled tighter now, knees higher. The girl's hand rests near her mouth, thumb close but not touching, peaceful. Ixchel follows Kinich outside. Mist touches her skin, cool, damp. She walks the few paces to the garden edge, touches a bean vine, leaf cool and wet under her fingers. A new flower has opened overnight. Small, pale purple, delicate. She inhales its faint scent. Sweet, fleeting. At the hearth, she kneels once more, ash parted with care, sticks arranged in their small triangle over the hidden glow. Breath given softly. Once, twice. Flame returns. Orange flickers upward, tiny, steady. Warmth reaches her palms first, then spreads. Clay pot filled. Water from the jar. Maize meal stirred in. Wooden spoon turning slow circles. Porridge thickening. Bubbles forming. Breaking with faint sighs. She adds a small piece of vanilla bean today. Scraped gently, releasing its soft perfume into the steam. The scent drifts. Warm corn. Faint sweetness. Morning green. Kinich returns from checking the nearby path. Dew on his feet. He sits beside her on the bench. Their arms brush lightly. Fire warms their shins. They watch the flames together. Small pops, curls of smoke rising straight, then drifting sideways when breeze finds them. The children wake to the scent drifting inside. The girl first, eyes opening, blinking against light. A quiet yawn, arms stretched overhead. The boy rolls onto his back, stretches long, toes pointed, then sits up rubbing one eye. They come out slowly, blankets wrapped around shoulders like cloaks, settle near the fire. Bowls passed hand to hand, atole ladled, warm, thick, vanilla lingering on each sip. They eat without rush, savoring the gentle sweetness, the warmth spreading inside, steady, comforting. Sounds around them, fire crackling softly, dew dripping, bird notes repeating, jungle humming awake. After the meal, the day opens in its usual gentle way. Ixchel carries her small basket to the squash vines. Leaves have spread wider, new tendrils curling higher. She checks the undersides, brushes away a few tiny insects with careful fingers, picks 2 ripe squash, heavy, skin smooth and pale green, places them in the basket, one beside the other. The vines seem to sigh in thanks, leaves brushing her arm as she moves. A dragonfly hovers nearby, wings iridescent blue-green, body long and slender. It darts, lands on a leaf tip, wings folding, then lifts again, tracing lazy loops through the mist before vanishing into green. Kinich and the boy walk to the milpa, path familiar underfoot, every stone, every root known. Sunflowers greet them again, heads turned fully now, bright yellow catching first strong rays. Bees move among them, low hum, steady. At the field, maize ears have lengthened further. Husks part more, revealing rows of plump kernels, pale yellow beneath silk now browning. Kinich kneels, parts leaves gently, touches one ear, firm, full. "Tomorrow or the day after," he says quietly. "We'll harvest the first." The boy helps firm soil around bases, hands pressing earth, smoothing, careful not to disturb roots. They work in easy silence, breathing, matching the slow rhythm of the task. Back at home, Ixchel and the girl sit beneath the shade tree, cotton pile soft and high between them. Ixchel spins more thread, drop spindle turning, twist, drop, spin, thread lengthening, winding neatly when full. The motion flows without thought, hypnotic, calm. The girl takes her spindle. Hands steadier now, she spins a short length, breaks once, ties it, continues. Thread forms, thin, even enough. She winds it carefully, small fingers precise. Ixchel watches, then nods once, small, warm. A light breeze moves through, leaves rustling overhead, carrying the distant sound of water over stones. Soft, repeating. Sun rises higher. Light shafts lengthen, golden, shifting slowly. Heat gathers beneath trees, but shade remains deep, cool. Midday meal draws them close. Tortillas fresh, torn by hand, warm. Beans warmed with fresh chili. Gentle heat. Squash from the garden, roasted until soft. Edges sweet. A drop of honey on each tortilla. Golden, sticky. They eat in the loose circle, tasting slowly, hands passing, conversation sparse, soft. The boy mentions the maize ears. They feel heavy. Kinich answers, "The plants worked hard." The girl shows her new thread length. Ixchel touches it. Smooth and strong. Rest settles afterward. Hammock for Kinich. Faint sway. Mats in deepest shade for Ixchel and the girl. The boy carves nearby. Now a small jaguar shape. Spots suggested with light cuts. Wood shavings curling at his feet. Jungle breathes. Insects hum in waves. Monkey call far off. Short. Quiet returns. Breeze finds leaves. Whispers. Lets them still. Afternoon drifts onward. Ixchel gathers fallen cacao pods later, empty ones from weeks past. For burning or mulching, she stacks them neatly, dry husks crackling softly. Kinich tests the poles again. Solid. Ready. Places. One more beside the others. Preparation complete for now. Golden light returns, slanting through canopy. They walk to the cenote together. Steps sun-warmed, smooth. Pool below, clear. Lilies wide. Fish gliding slow. Water reflects sky-turning rose. Violet. They wash slowly. Water cupped, poured. Cooled skin. Smoothed hair. Soap lathers lightly. Herbal scent mingles with clean water. Feet dangle longer. Small ripples spreading, fading, spreading. Evening arrives softly. Sky deepens. Stars appear one by one through leaves. Meal prepares in calm routine. Tortillas, beans, roasted squash, young maize sweet. They eat close. Darkness soft around them. Kinich speaks quietly of the stars, how ancestors named them, how they guide planting, harvesting, life. Children listen, eyes heavy, heads nodding, mats arranged, blankets smoothed, tucked gently, embers banked, warmth lingers. Jungle night song rises, crickets, frogs, wind, leaves. Breathing slows, matches the endless rhythm. Sleep comes once more, gentle, familiar, complete. Let your own breath join it now. Slow, even, safe, repeating, forever calm. The quiet deepens as the household rests fully once more. Embers in the hearth have softened to the faintest red pulse beneath their ash blanket. Warmth lingers in the stones, just enough to keep the slight night coolness from settling too close. The thatch roof breathes with the jungle, small drafts slipping through gaps, carrying the scent of damp moss, night-blooming jasmine, faint earth. Crickets hold their endless, overlapping song, one wave fading as another begins, never quite silent. Frogs by the cenote call in slow turns, low, clear, pausing long between each note. A single bat flutters past overhead, wings whispering against air, gone in an instant. The family sleeps without stirring. The boy has turned onto his stomach, one cheek pressed to the mat, small breaths steady. The girl lies on her side, knees bent, one hand curled near her chin, blanket pulled high. Kinich rests flat, arms loose at his sides, chest rising slow, falling slower. Ixchel faces outward, eyes closed, face smooth, the rhythm of her breathing matching the distant drip of water somewhere in the dark. Hours pass in this gentle suspension. No dreams rise to trouble them. Only the jungle's low, repeating lullaby surrounds the small home. Crickets, frogs, leaves high above, shifting when breeze finds them. Then still again. Gray returns to the sky without announcement. Light seeps downward, thread by thread, touching the highest leaves first, then dripping lower, turning mist silver along the ground. The bird resumes its call. 3 soft notes from the same perch. Long pause. 3 notes again. Dew forms fresh, dripping from eaves. From broad leaves, plink, longer pause, plink, into soft hollows. Mist curls low, brushing ankles, softening edges of garden plants. Cacao pods, squash vines. Ixchel opens her eyes to the pale beginning. She remains, still, listening, breathing, in, hold, out. The sound of her own breath blends with the jungle, calm, endless. Her body feels heavy against the mat, rested, safe. No, pull toward hurry exists here. Kinich wakes next. He lies quiet, eyes opening slowly to the filtering light. Blinks once, twice, sits up gradually. Blanket falls to his lap. He stretches arms forward, then overhead. Small release in shoulders. Stands without sound. Steps outside. Bare feet meeting cool, damp earth. The children sleep on. The boy's arm has slipped free, palm open toward the sky. The girl curls tighter, small form barely rising with each breath. Ixchel follows Kinich outside. Mist touches her skin. Cool silk. She walks to the garden's edge, touches a new squash blossom. Pale yellow, just opening. Petals soft, slightly damp. A faint scent rises, fresh, green. At the hearth she kneels, ash parted gently, sticks arranged in their small triangle, breath given softly. Flame returns, tiny orange, growing steady. Warmth spreads, reaching hands, knees, face. Clay pot filled once more, water poured. Maize meal stirred in slow circles. Porridge thickens. Bubbles rise, break softly. She adds a pinch of ground cinnamon and a drop of honey today. Warmth and sweetness mingling in the steam. Scent drifts outward. Corn, spice, gentle morning air. Kinich returns from the path, dew glistening on his calves. He sits beside her on the bench, shoulders close. Firelight flickers across them. They watch flames, small pops, smoke curling upward, drifting sideways on faint breeze. The children wake to the drifting scent. The girl stirs first, eyes fluttering, small yawn, sitting up slowly, blanket clutched. The boy rolls over, stretches long, sits up rubbing face. They come out, moving like soft shadows, settle near fire. Blankets over shoulders, bowls past. Atole ladled, warm, thick, cinnamon and honey lingering on each sip. They eat slowly, savoring, warmth inside, spreading, steady, comforting. Sounds around, fire crackling, dew dripping, bird notes repeating, jungle humming awake. After the meal, the day unfolds gently. Ixchel carries basket to bean vines. Pods hang fuller now, some ready. She twists them free. Careful, places in basket. One pod splits slightly. Beans inside, plump, pale. She smiles faintly, thinking of tomorrow's stew. A small lizard suns itself on a nearby stone, throat pulsing once, twice, then darts away in quick zigzag. Ixchel watches, amused. Gone before second blink. Kinich and boy walk to Milpa, path known, ferns brushing legs, sunflowers bright, bees humming low. At field, maize ears heavy now, husks parted wider, kernels visible yellow, full. Kinich kneels, touches one, firm. Today, he says quietly, we take the first. Boy helps carefully, hands parting leaves, twisting ears free, gentle pull. They gather a small bundle, not all, just enough for tonight, for sharing, ears placed in basket, husks rustling softly. Back home, Ixchel and girl at loom, cloth longer, stripes even, soft. Ixchel demonstrates, shuttle through, over, under, beat. Rhythm, calm, repeating. Girl takes turn, hands sure, shuttle glides. Row completes without break. She winds thread, small fingers careful. Ixchel touches new section, smooth, tight. Nods once, quiet approval. Breeze moves through, leaves rustling, distant water sound, soft, repeating. Sun higher, light golden, shifting slow. Heat gentle under canopy. Shade deep, cool. Midday meal gathers them. Tortillas warm, torn. Beans, chili gentle. Roasted squash, sweet edges. Fresh maize from Milpa. Kernels tender, sweet. They eat close. Hands passing, tasting slow. Conversation soft. Boy speaks of ears gathered. Heavy in hand. Kinich nods. Plants gave well. Girl shows cloth progress. Ixchel says, beautiful. Rest follows. Hammock sways. Mats in shade. Boy carves. Tiny ear of maize now. Details light. Jungle hums. Insects. Far toucan. Breeze whispers. Stills. Afternoon gentle. Ixchel roasts first maize ears. Coals low. Husks blackening. Kernels sweetening. Smell fills patio. Warm. Inviting. Kinich places harvested ears in storage. Careful. Layered with leaves. Ready for tomorrow. Golden light slants. They walk to cenote. Steps warm. Pool clear. Lilies open. Fish slow silver. Wash slow. Water poured. Cooled skin. Smoothed hair. Soap herbal. Clean scent. Feet dangle. Ripples spread. Fade. Spread. Evening soft. Sky rose. Violet. Deep. Stars through leaves. Meal prepares. Tortillas. Beans. Roasted maize. Fresh. Sweet. They eat close. Darkness soft. Kinich tells of first harvest. How ancestors thanked maize. Quiet offering. Simple thanks. Children listen. Eyes heavy. Mats arranged. Blankets tucked. Embers low. Warmth lingers. Jungle night. Crickets. Frogs. Wind. Leaves. Breathing slows. Matches rhythm. One by one. Sleep comes. Gentle. Complete. Endless. Let your breath follow. Slow. Even. Calm. Safe. Repeating. The harvest begins in the gentlest possible way. The night has passed without change. Deep rest holding the household close. Embers long faded to cool ash now. Warmth only a memory in the stones. The thatch lets in the faintest cool drafts, carrying scents of wet earth. Night-closed flowers reopening slowly. Distant orchids still releasing their perfume into darkness. Crickets soften their song as gray light arrives. Waves of chirps growing quieter. Farther apart, frogs near the cenote fall silent one by one, their last notes echoing softly before morning takes over. A single moth flutters against the thatch, wings brushing, then stills. The family sleeps on, the boy flat on his back now, arms loose, small chest rising slow. The girl curled toward her mother, one hand resting lightly on Ixchel's blanket. Kinich lies straight, breathing deep, even. Ixchel wakes first, eyes opening to pale threads of light filtering through gaps, listening to the quiet shift from night to day. She remains still, breathing in time with the drip of fresh dew. Plink. Pause. Plink. The sound repeats, steady, like a heartbeat far away. Her body feels rooted, heavy with good rest, no wish to rise quickly. When she does sit up, the motion flows slow. Blanket slides away, hair falls forward. She brushes it back, lets it settle loose down her back, stretches arms gently forward, then up, small pull in her sides. Release. Kinich wakes moments later, eyes open, blinking against soft light. He sits up, blanket falling, rubs face once with palms, stands quietly, steps outside, feet meeting cool earth still damp from night. Children sleep longer today, boy's mouth slightly open, quiet breaths, girl's small hand open, palm up, peaceful. Ixchel follows outside, mist thinner now, silver along low plants, brushing ankles. She walks to garden, touches a bean pod, cool, full, chilly. Peppers hang bright red, glistening. Squash, vines spread wide, new blossoms pale yellow, just unfurling. At hearth she kneels, ash cleared, sticks placed, breath soft. Flame returns, small orange, steady. Warmth spreads, hands first, then knees. Pot filled, water, maize meal. Spoon stirring slow circles. Atole thickens. Bubbles rise. Pop gently. She adds fresh honey. Small drop. Sweetness blooming in steam. Scent drifts. Corn. Gentle sweet. Morning green. Kinich returns. Dew on calves sits beside her. Shoulders touch lightly. They watch fire. Small crackles. Smoke curling. Drifting on faint breeze. Children wake to scent. Girl first, eyes open slow, yawn tiny, sits up clutching blanket. Boy stretches, long, sits rubbing eyes. They come out, settle near fire, blankets draped. Bowls passed, atole ladled, warm, sweet on tongue, sips slow. Warmth inside, comforting, steady. Sounds, fire. Dew drip, birds repeating, jungle waking soft. After meal, day turns toward harvest. Kinich and boy walk to milpa, path familiar, ferns brush, sunflowers bright, bees low hum, basket carried, woven tight. At field, maize ears ready, husks parted, kernels yellow, plump, full. Kinich kneels, touches one, firm. Now, he says quietly. They work together, slow, careful, hands part leaves, twist ears free, gentle pull so stalk unharmed, ears placed in basket, one by one, husks rustling soft. They take only what needed, leave rest for days ahead. Plants stand tall still, giving without rush. Boy carries basket back, arms full but not heavy. Small smile, proud, quiet. Ixchel and girl stay home. Loom waits. Cloth longer. Stripes soft, even. Ixchel weaves. Shuttle through, over, under, beat steady. Rhythm like breath. Calm. Repeating. Girl tries full section. Hands sure. Shuttle glides. Row after row. No breaks. Winds thread. Careful fingers. Ixchel touches cloth. Smooth. Tight. Nods. Small warmth in eyes. While they weave, Ixchel prepares harvested maize. Husks peeled slow. Silk threads pulled away. Soft white. Kernels bright, fresh. Some set aside for grinding tomorrow. Some for roasting now. Breeze moves through. Leaves overhead rustling. Distant water over stones. Repeating. Soft. Sun climbs. Light golden. Shifting slow across ground. Heat gentle. Shade deep. Cool pockets everywhere. Midday meal gathers them. Tortillas fresh. Torn warm. Beans. Chili gentle. Roasted squash. Sweet. Fresh maize. Kernels roasted in coals. Popping soft. Sweet inside. They eat close. Hands passing. Tasting slow. Savoring new harvest. Boy speaks of field. Ears came easy. Keenich nods. Plants were ready. Girl shows cloth progress. Ixchel says, growing beautiful. Rest settles. Hammock sways faint. Kinich breathing slow. Mats in shade. Ixchel and girl lying quiet. Boy carves nearby. Now small maize ear. Details careful. Shavings curling. Jungle hums. Insects waves. Toucan far. Breeze whispers. Stills. Afternoon gentle. Ixchel grinds some fresh kernels later. Metat stone rolling slow. Back and forth. Masa forming soft. Smell fresh. Corn. New. Kinich checks storage. Adds harvested ears. Layered with dry leaves. Safe. Cool. Ready for use. Golden light returns, slanting through trees. They walk to cenote. Steps sun-warmed. Pool clear. Lilies wide. Fish gliding slow silver. Wash slow. Water cupped. Poured over skin. Cooled. Refreshed. Soap herbal. Scent clean. Hair smoothed. Dripping soft. Feet dangle. Ripples circle. Fade. Circle again. Evening arrives soft. Sky rose. Violet. Deep indigo. Stars through leaf gaps. One. Many. Thick. Meal prepares calm. Tortillas. Beans. Roasted maize fresh. Sweet kernels. Chili chopped fine. They eat close. Darkness gathering gentle. Kinich tells quiet story of maize spirit. How it returns each season. Generous. Patient. Children listen. Eyes heavy. Heads nodding slow. Yawns come. Mats arranged usual places. Blankets smoothed. Tucked light around shoulders. Feet. Embers banked low. Warmth lingers faint. Jungle night song begins. Crickets rising falling. Frogs near water. Wind high branches. Leaves whispering. Breathing slows. One by one. Matching steady pulse of night. Sleep settles over them. Gentle. Familiar. Complete. Repeating. Let this calm hold you now. Your breath slow. Even. Safe. Endless. Drifting soft. The harvest continues in its slow, steady rhythm. The household wakes to the same gentle light filtering through the thatch. Pale gray turning gold. Thread by thread. Leaf by leaf. Ixchel opens her eyes to the familiar drip of dew. Plink. Long pause. Plink. Falling into the small hollow beneath the eaves. The bird in the high canopy resumes its 3 soft notes, repeating without hurry, as if reminding the jungle that morning has come again. Mist clings low, silver along the garden paths. brushing the bases of squash vines, cacao trees, bean poles. The air carries the clean scent of damp earth. Night-closed blossoms slowly opening. Faint wood smoke from yesterday's embers. She lies still for many slow breaths. In, hold gently. Out. Her body feels heavy against the mat. Rested deeply. Safe. No urgency touches her. The day will unfold when it is ready. Kinich wakes next. He lies quiet, eyes opening to the soft light. Blinks slowly. Sits up, blanket falling away. Stretches arms forward. Then overhead. Small, quiet release in his shoulders. Stands without sound. Steps outside. Bare feet meeting cool, damp earth. The children sleep on a little longer. The boy has turned onto his side, one arm tucked under his head. Small breaths even. The girl lies flat. Small hands open. Chest rising slow. Falling slower. Ixchel rises at last. Steps outside barefoot. Mist touches her ankles. Cool silk. She walks to the garden. Touches a chili bush. Red fruit hanging bright. Still cool from night. A new squash blossom has opened fully. Pale yellow petals soft. Slightly damp. She inhales its faint green scent. Fresh. Fleeting. At the hearth she kneels. Ash brushed aside with care. 3 small sticks arranged in their triangle over the faint glow. Breath given softly. Once. Twice. Flame flickers back. Tiny orange tongues. Growing steady. Warmth spreads. Reaching palms. Then knees. Then face. Clay pot filled from the storage jar. Water poured. Maize meal stirred in. Slow, wide circles with the wooden spoon. Porridge thickens gradually. Bubbles rise. Break with faint pops. Steam curling upward. Vanishing into morning air. She adds a small piece of fresh vanilla bean today. Scraped gently. Releasing its soft, warm perfume into the steam. Scent drifts outward. Corn. Gentle sweetness. Spice. Green jungle waking. Kinich returns from the short path. Dew glistening on his feet. He sits beside her on the low bench. Shoulders brush lightly. They watch the small flames together. Crackling softly. Smoke rising straight. Then drifting sideways when the lightest breeze finds it. No words pass yet. Only the shared quiet. Fire. Dew drip. Bird notes repeating. The children wake to the drifting scent. The girl first. Eyes fluttering open. Tiny yawn. Sitting up slowly. Blanket clutched to chest. The boy stretches long. Joints popping faintly. Sits up, rubbing one eye with his fist. They come out together. Moving like half-dreaming figures. Settle near the fire. Blankets draped over shoulders like soft cloaks. Bowls passed hand to hand. Atole ladled carefully. Warm. Thick. Vanilla lingering sweetly on each sip. They eat without rush, savoring the gentle warmth spreading inside. Comforting. Steady. Sounds around them. Fire crackling. Dew dripping. Birds repeating 3 notes. Jungle humming awake in low waves. After the meal, the day turns once more toward the milpa. Kinich and the boy carry baskets again. Path familiar underfoot. Every root. Every stone known by soul. Ferns brush calves. Sunflowers nod slowly. Faces bright yellow following the climbing sun. Bees move among them. Low steady hum. Pollen dusting their legs. At the field. More maize ears ready. Husks parted wider. Kernels plump, yellow. Shining faintly in dappled light. Kinich kneels. Parts leaves with care. Twists one ear free. Gentle pull so stalk remains unharmed. Places it in basket. Husks rustling softly. The boy copies. Hands careful. Slow. They gather steadily. Not rushing. Taking only what the plants offer easily today. Ears layered in baskets. Weight comfortable. Not heavy. Plants stand tall still. Green leaves waving slightly. Giving without protest. Boy carries one basket back, arms full but light, small, quiet pride in his step. Face calm. Ixchel and the girl remain at home. Loom waits beneath shade tree. Cloth has grown longer, stripes of white and pale tan blending soft, even. Ixchel weaves. Shuttle passing through warp threads. Over, under, beat with wooden bar. Rhythm steady like slow breathing. The girl takes her turn. Hands move more surely. Shuttle glides straight. Row completes without pause. She winds finished thread onto spool. Small fingers precise. Careful. Ixchel watches. Then touches new section. Smooth, tight. Nods once. Small warmth in her eyes. While they weave, Ixchel prepares more of yesterday's harvest. Husks peeled from several ears. Silk threads pulled away gently. Soft white strands set aside for stuffing small pillows later. Kernels bright, fresh. Some ground slowly on matat. Stone rolling back, forth. Masa forming soft beneath her palms. Smell rises. New corn, clean, alive. A light breeze moves through upper leaves, rustling them softly, carrying distant sound of water over stones. Repeating. Soothing. Sun climbs higher. Light shafts lengthen, golden, shifting slow across ground. Heat builds beneath canopy, but shade remains deep, cool, generous. Midday meal draws them together again. Tortillas fresh from Kamau, torn warm by hand. Beans warmed with gentle chili, warmth without sharpness. Roasted squash slices, edges soft, sweet. Fresh maize kernels, some roasted in coals, popping faintly, sweet inside. They eat in loose circle on patio, hands reaching, passing, tasting slowly, savoring new harvest flavors. Boy speaks quietly of field. More ears ready tomorrow. Kinich nods. We take only what we need. Girl shows latest cloth length. Ixchel touches it. Beautiful. Growing strong. Rest settles over them like soft blanket. Hammock for Kinich. Faint sway with each breath. Mats in deepest shade for Ixchel and girl. Lying quiet, listening. Boy carves nearby. Now small bird shape. Wings suggested with light cuts. Wood shavings curling. Gathering at feet. Jungle breathes around them. Insects hum in steady waves. Toucan calls once far off. Short, quiet returns. Breeze finds leaves. Whispers through. Lets them still. Afternoon passes gentle. Piece by piece. Ixchel gathers more cotton bolls later. Fingers pull white fibers free. Seeds set aside carefully for next planting. Pile grows soft, white, between them. Kinich checks storage jars. Adds more harvested maize. Layered with dry leaves. Cool, safe, ready for grinding. For atole. For tortillas in days ahead. As light turns golden once more, slanting through trees, they walk together to cenote. Stone steps sun-warmed, smooth underfoot. Pool below waits, clear, still. Lilies open wide, white petals floating. Fish glide beneath surface. Slow silver flashes. Water reflects sky, deepening rose, violet. They wash with slow care. Water cupped in hands, poured over arms, shoulders, hair. Soap plant lathers lightly. Herbal scent mixes with clean water. Skin cooled, refreshed, light. Hair smoothed back, dripping softly. Feet left in pool longer. Toes moving in small circles. Ripples spreading, fading, spreading again. They sit on stone edge. Feet dangling. No words for long while. Only lapping water against stone. Soft. Repeating. Endless. Evening arrives without announcement. Sky shifts colors, rose to violet to deep indigo. Stars prick through leaf gaps, first bright, then more, thick overhead. Meal prepares in calm routine. Tortillas, beans warmed, roasted maize fresh, kernels sweet, fresh chili chopped fine, just enough warmth. They eat close on patio, darkness gathering soft around them like familiar blanket. Kinich tells another quiet story tonight, of moon-watching fields at night, how silver light helps maize grow strong. Patient guardian, children listen, eyes growing heavy, heads nodding slowly forward. Yawns arrive gentle, mats arranged in usual places, blankets smoothed over bodies, tucked lightly around shoulders, feet, edges, embers banked low once more. Warmth lingers faint in hearthstones. Jungle night song rises again. Crickets pulsing in waves. Frogs near water, waned high in branches. Leaves whispering, repeating. Breathing slows around household, one by one, matching steady, endless rhythm of night. Sleep comes softly, familiar friend, wrapping each one, gentle, complete, repeating. Let this same calm settle over you now, your breath slow, even safe, drifting, endless. The days blend together now, each one unfolding with the same gentle care as the last. The household rests through the quiet hours of night. Embers long cooled in the hearth, only faint warmth remaining in the 3 stones. The thatch roof allows the slightest night air to slip through. Cool, carrying the scent of wet ferns, night-blooming flowers closing slowly, distant rain that never quite reached them. Crickets soften their chorus as the hours pass, waves of sound growing farther, apart, quieter. Frogs by the cenote fall, silent one group at a time, their last low notes fading into the dark. A single night bird calls once from high in the canopy. Soft, round. Then silence returns. The family sleeps deeply. The boy has shifted onto his back, arms spread loose, small breaths steady and even. The girl curls toward the center, one small hand resting near her mother's arm. Blanket pulled high to her chin. Kinich lies flat, one hand open across his stomach. Chest rising slow, falling slower. Ixchel faces the open side of the sleeping platform, eyes closed, face smooth, breathing, matching the faint drip of water somewhere in the darkness. Time moves without notice. Stars fade behind thick leaves. Gray light begins at the edges of the sky. Thin, pale, spreading downward, layer by layer until it touches. The mist still clinging low along. Garden paths. The bird resumes its 3-note call. Soft tones from the same high perch. Long pause. 3 notes again. Dew forms fresh on every surface, dripping from eaves, from broad leaf tips. Plink, pause, plink, into soft earth below. Mist curls gently. Silver along squash vines, bean poles, cacao trees, softening every outline into calm shapes. Ixchel opens her eyes to this familiar beginning. She lies still, listening, breathing, in through the nose, hold gently, out through parted lips. The rhythm feels endless, like the jungle itself breathing with her. Her body remains heavy against the mat, rested, safe. No hurry pulls at her. Kinich wakes moments later. He lies quiet, eyes opening to the pale light filtering through gaps, blinks slowly, sits up gradually. Blanket falling away, stretches neck side to side. Small quiet release, stands without sound, steps outside, bare feet silent on damp earth. The children sleep on. The boy's arm has slipped free, palm open toward the sky. The girl's small mouth slightly parted, quiet breaths barely moving the blanket. Ixchel rises at last, steps outside barefoot. Mist brushes her ankles. Cool and damp, she walks the short distance to the garden edge, touches a new chili pepper. Red, firm, still cool from night. A squash vine has added another tendril, curling slowly around its pole. Green and tender, she smiles faintly, touches the leaf, feels its softness. At the hearth she kneels, ash parted with gentle hand. 3 small sticks placed in their triangle over the hidden glow. Breath given softly. Flame returns. Tiny orange flickers, growing steady. Warmth spreads outward, reaching her palms first, then her knees, then her face. Clay pot filled once more. Water from the jar. Maize meal stirred in slow circles. Porridge thickens. Bubbles rise, break with faint sighs. She adds a touch of ground cinnamon today, just enough for gentle warmth, mingling with the corn scent in the rising steam. Kinich returns from checking the nearby path. Dew on his feet, sits beside her on the bench, shoulders close. They watch the flames together. Small pops, curls of smoke drifting upward, sideways on faint breeze. No words needed, only the shared quiet. Fire, dew drip, bird notes repeating. The children wake to the scent drifting inside. The girl first, eyes opening slow. Tiny yawn, sitting up, blanket clutched. The boy rolls over, stretches long, sits up rubbing face. They come out, moving softly, settle near the fire. Blankets over shoulders, bowls past. Atole ladled, warm, thick, cinnamon lingering on each sip. They eat slowly, warmth spreading inside, comforting, steady. Sounds around, fire crackling softly, dew dripping, birds repeating, jungle humming awake in low waves. After the meal, the day opens gently. Kinich and the boy carry baskets to the milpa once more. Path familiar, ferns brushing legs, sunflowers bright, bees humming low among yellow faces. At the field, more ears ready, husks parted, kernels yellow, plump, full. Kinich kneels, parts leaves carefully, twists one free, gentle so stalk stays strong, places in basket, husks rustling. The boy works beside him, hands slow, careful. They gather steadily, layer by layer, taking only what offers easily, leaving rest for tomorrow. Baskets fill without heaviness, weight comfortable in arms. Boy carries one back, small steps sure, quiet pride in his calm face. Ixchel and the girl sit with the loom, cloth longer still, stripes soft, even, white and tan blending gently. Ixchel weaves, shuttle through warp, over, under, beat with bar, rhythm like slow heartbeat, calm, repeating. The girl weaves a full section alone. Shuttle glides straight, rows complete without pause. Winds thread carefully, small fingers precise. Ixchel touches new cloth, smooth, tight. Nods once, small quiet approval. While they work, Ixchel prepares more harvest. Husks peeled from ears, silk pulled away gently, set aside. Kernels bright, some ground slow on matat. Stone rolling back, forth, masa soft beneath palms. Smell fresh, new corn, clean, alive. Breeze moves through upper leaves, rustling softly, carrying distant water sound, repeating, soothing. Sun higher now, light golden shafts, shifting slow across ground. Heat gentle under canopy, shade deep, cool. Midday meal gathers them. Tortillas warm, torn by hand. Beans, chili gentle. Roasted squash, sweet edges. Fresh maize kernels, roasted in coals. Popping soft, sweet inside. They eat in loose circle, hands passing, tasting slow, savoring harvest. Boy speaks of field. Plants still giving. Kinich nods. They know we take little. Girl shows cloth progress. Ixchel says, strong, beautiful. Rest returns. Hammock sways faint for Kinich. Breathing slow. Mats in shade for Ixchel and girl. Lying quiet. Boy carves nearby. Now small squash shape. Details light. Shavings curling at feet. Jungle hums. Insects in waves. Toucan far once. Quiet returns. Breeze whispers through leaves. Lets them still. Afternoon gentle. Ixchel gathers fallen leaves later. Broad, dry. For mulching garden or lining baskets. Stacks neatly. Crackling soft. Kinich adds more maize to storage. Layered, careful, cool, safe. Golden light slants through trees. They walk to cenote. Steps warm from sun. Pool clear. Lilies wide. Fish slow silver beneath. Wash slow. Water poured over skin. Cooled. Refreshed. Soap lathers lightly. Herbal scent. Clean. Hair smoothed. Dripping. Feet dangle longer. Ripples spread. Fade. Spread. Evening soft. Sky rose. Violet. Deep indigo. Stars through gaps. Bright. Many. Thick. Meal prepares calm. Tortillas. Beans. Roasted maize. Fresh. Sweet. Chili fine. Eat close. Darkness. Soft blanket. Kinich tells of stars. How ancestors saw patterns. Named them. Guides for planting. Quiet watchers. Children listen. Eyes heavy. Heads nodding. Yawns gentle. Mats arranged. Blankets smoothed. Tucked. Embers low. Warmth lingers. Jungle night. Crickets. Frogs. Wind. Leaves whispering. Breathing slows. Matches rhythm. One by one. Sleep comes. Gentle. Complete. Repeating. Let your breath do the same. Slow. Even. Safe. Calm. Drifting. Endless. The harvest season settles into its quiet, repeating pattern. Day after day unfolding with the same soft care. The household sleeps through the remaining darkness. Embers have long since cooled to gray ash. No warmth left but the faint memory in the hearthstones. The thatch allows tiny breaths of night air. Cool, scented with wet moss, fading orchids, distant earth after a light mist. Crickets thin their song as gray begins to return. Chirps spaced farther, softer. Frogs by the cenote go quiet one by one. Last low notes drifting away into silence. A single owl passes overhead, wings soundless. One soft hoot falling down through leaves. Then nothing. The family rests without movement. The boy lies on his side now, knees drawn slightly, one hand curled near his face. Small breaths even. The girl flat on her back, arms loose at sides, blanket risen to her chin. Peaceful. Kinich on his back, chest rising slow, falling slower, hand open across stomach. Ixchel faces outward, eyes closed, face relaxed, breathing deep, matching the faint drip somewhere in the dark. Hours pass in gentle suspension. No dreams rise. Only the jungle's low lullaby holds them. Crickets, faint frogs, leaves high above stirring when breeze remembers. Then still, gray light seeps downward, thread by thread, touching leaf tips first, dripping lower, turning mist silver along garden paths. The bird resumes 3 soft notes. Long pause. 3 again from the same perch. Dew forms anew, dripping from eaves. Broad leaves, plink, pause, plink, into soft hollows. Mist curls low, brushing squash vines, bean poles, cacao pods, softening every edge into calm. Ixchel opens her eyes to the pale beginning. She lies still, longer, listening, breathing, in, hold, out. The rhythm, endless, like the jungle breathing beside her. Body heavy against mat, rested deeply, safe, no pull toward motion. Kinich wakes next, lies quiet, eyes to soft light, blinks slow, sits up, blanket falls, stretches arms forward, overhead, small release, stands silent, steps outside, feet on cool damp earth. Children sleep on. Boy's arm free, palm up, girl's mouth parted slightly. Quiet breaths. Ixchel follows outside. Mist, cool silk on ankles. Walks to garden. Touches chili pepper. Red. Cool. New tendril on squash vine. Curling slow. Tender green. Smiles faintly. Leaf soft under fingers. Hearth. Kneels. Ash parted. Sticks in triangle. Breath soft. Flame returns. Small orange. Steady. Warmth to palms. Knees. Face. Pot filled. Water. Maize meal. Spoon slow circles. Thickens. Bubbles rise. Break soft. Adds fresh honey drop. Sweetness in steam. Scent. Corn. Gentle sweet. Morning green. Kinich returns. Dew on feet. Sits beside. Shoulders touch. Watch flames. Crackles. Smoke curling. Drifting on breeze. Quiet shared. Fire. Dew. Bird repeating. Children wake to scent. Girl eyes open. Yawn tiny. Sits clutching blanket. Boy stretches. Sits rubbing eye. Come out. Settle near fire. Blankets draped. Bowls passed. Atole ladled. Warm. Thick. Honey lingers. Eat slow. Warmth inside. Comforting. Steady. Sounds. Fire soft. Dewdrip. Birds. Jungle waking low. After meal. Day turns gentle. Kinich and boy to milpa. Baskets carried. Path known. Ferns brush. Sunflowers bright. Bees hum low. Field. Ears ready. Husks parted. Kernels yellow. Plump. Kneel. Part leaves. Twist free. Gentle. Basket layers. Husks rustle. Gather slow. Take what offers. Leave rest. Baskets fill easy. Weight light. Boy carries back. Steps sure. Calm pride quiet. Ixchel and girl at loom. Cloth longer. Stripes soft, even. Weave. Shuttle over under. Beat steady. Rhythm breath-like. Calm. Repeating. Girl full section alone. Shuttle glides. Rose without pause. Winds thread. Fingers precise. Ixchel touches. Smooth. Tight. Nods. Small warmth eyes. Prepare harvest. Husks peel. Silk away gentle. Set aside. Kernels bright. Grind slow matate. Rolling back forth. Massa soft. Smell fresh corn. Clean. Alive. Breeze through leaves. Rustle soft. Distant water over stones. Repeating. Soothing. Sun climbs. Light golden. Shift slow. Heat gentle. Shade deep cool. Midday meal. Tortillas warm torn. Beans chili gentle. Squash roasted sweet. Maize kernels coals. Pop soft. Sweet. Eat circle. Hands pass. Taste slow. Savor harvest. Boy field. Still giving. Kinich. Take little. Girl cloth. Ixchel. Beautiful. Strong. Rest. Hammock Kinich sway faint. Mats shade Ixchel girl quiet. Boy carves. Small cacao pod. Details light. Shavings curl feet. Jungle hums. Insects waves. Toucan far. Breeze whisper. Still. Afternoon piece by piece. Ixchel gather dry leaves. Broad. Stack mulch or baskets. Crackle soft. Kinich storage. Add maize. Layer leaves. Cool safe. Golden light slant. Walk cenote. steps warm, pool clear, lilies wide, fish silver slow, wash slow, water cup pour, skin cool refresh, soap herbal clean, hair smooth drip, feet dangle, ripples spread, fade, spread, evening soft, sky rose, violet deep indigo, stars gaps, bright, many, thick, meal calm, tortillas beans, roasted maize sweet, chili fine, eat close, darkness soft, kinich story, moon rabbit, shape in silver, watcher fields homes, children listen, eyes heavy, heads nod, yawns gentle, mats usual, blankets smooth tuck shoulders feet, embers low, warmth linger, jungle night, crickets rise fall, frogs water, wind branches, leaves whisper, breathing slow, match rhythm, one by one, sleep gentle, familiar, complete, repeating, let breath follow, slow, even, safe, calm, endless, drift soft,